The world-famous Butch and Bob Show.
World-famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Good. Glad to see some rain. We needed some rain.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get some more today. We got that 60-70% chance of showers. The heaviest part should be around midday, mid-afternoon, then decreasing to 39.
Messed up the Wednesday golf, but maybe we'll get it in Saturday. Got the big J.D. Memorial Scholarship Saturday morning, so looking forward to that. So.
There's a golf tournament this weekend?
Right. And the annual J.D. Memorial Scholarship, big event. Always well attended. It's a full field. So
apparently it must be because you had been talking a whole bunch about people entering, so I figure it must be filled up then.
It's a full field.
A full field. All right. Well, Bob, who do we have in here this morning here on the show?
We got Art and the rodeo gang in. As I said, this had to be postponed due to the hurricane, but fortunately the event's going to take place this weekend, the 25th anniversary. That's hard to believe, Todd.
25 years.
25 years.
Yes, sir.
So you must have been a young thing when the thing started.
I was young, but I ain't that old.
I ain't that old. There you go. That's right. There you go.
I'm still a spring chicken.
I like that. That's a good.
So tell folks the reason why you couldn't be here on Monday. I thought that was kind of funny.
That is
well,
funny.
the cows was out.
The cows got out.
And we've got a place in Ludowici that we rent, a lease farm. And the man called me and he said, you got some longhorns out called the Bennett Ferry Road? And I said, yes, sir. And he said, well, I was sitting on my porch and I just seen one walking down the road. And he said, I ain't seen no cows out here in a long time. I thought he was joking. Then another phone call come through. It was the sheriff. And he said, Art, I think your cows is out.
What, Sheriff Noble said that?
Yes, sir. I said, well, I'll be right on. He said, well, they ain't going nowhere. He said, they can't cross the river. And he said, if they do, he said, we're in trouble.
Yeah, I remember when I used to live out toward Kayville, and I was coming in one morning on the Kayville Road there, and that farm's out that way.
Yes, sir.
And I got stopped because they were herding cows right down the Kayville Road there, and of course you don't use horses anymore; you use four-wheelers.
Oh, that was probably Joe B.
Yeah, and they had four-wheelers around there, and I'm slowly having to go behind them as they're moving these cows from one field to another. That was about 7 o'clock in the morning back when Jonathan was here, and I didn't have to get here till about 7:30. And I sent a picture of it, sent it to Jonathan, told him to put a picture on our Facebook page and stuff like that. But I thought that was very funny. And then one time when I was out at Lake Grace, there was a gate that had come open, and a whole bunch of cows were in the field, and they could have just moseyed on out. So I stopped and got the gate and closed it up. And then another time when I was at Lake Grace, there was cows all out.
Yeah.
Just moseying around, just grazing.
We had that farm there at Lake Grace one time leased, and somebody opened the gate. We started putting locks on it. But we had about 30 head of horses, and they called and they turned them out, and they was all around Lake Grace on the far side. And thank God we feed everything, because they'll come to a feed bucket. And we shook it and got on the back of the truck, and they went right down the road and right back into the gate. So we was blessed. Same thing happened there. We shook a bucket, and they come a-running, and they went right back in.
Yeah.
But, you can't be from here to the other side of Ludowici in 5 minutes.
No,
so
you can't.
I couldn't make it.
All right, we're through with our lost cows and horse stories now, so let's get to the rodeo.
Well, it's 25 years, and it's the Willeen Todd Memorial Rodeo. And all I can say is we're blessed. We was thinking it was going to rain all weekend. It looks like the rain's going to leave out today. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be cool weather, and that's all I can say. It's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a great weekend. It'll be just overcast for Friday, and then Saturday will be partly sunny, a little breezy, but it'll be fine.
We've got a lot of entries, a lot of cowgirls, cowboys, different cowboys and cowgirls each night. We've got Sid McFarland coming all the way from Alabama. I've got Dennis Rosenall sitting here, the rodeo announcer. So he's here. He lives in Scriven, Georgia now. So it's a good deal. We have actually a lot of cowboys and contestants that lives right around Scriven, Georgia. But I always said this, and Dennis can tell you that we've probably got some of the best cowboys and cowgirls in the Southeast. They can say all they want about Texas is best and bigger, but far as people doing what they're supposed to do, we've got some of the best in the world right here in the Southeast.
Well, good. Dennis, good morning.
Morning.
Now, tell folks what you do for a living.
I'll take care of horses' feet mostly, just equine podiatry or farrier during the week, and then announce rodeos on the weekends.
Equine what?
Equine podiatrist. We put shoes on horses.
You put shoes on horses,
yeah,
huh?
Trim horses' feet.
And I'll take that in 11.5 Nike right there.
Yeah, that's right.
That's about how it is.
That's about how it is.
Yeah, we size them to fit.
Oh, geez. And how is that putting the shoes on and off? It doesn't mess up the hard substance. What's that called on the bottom of the?
Well, you got a horse's foot. It's got a hoof wall and several other parts that
Yeah.
go along with it. And the wall is the hard part that you drive the nails in.
Okay.
And it doesn't mess them up. We give them. No. We use it for protection or traction. That's what shoes are for. The rest of the time, we just trim their feet and keep them trimmed up so that they stay healthy.
Okay. They keep shoes on all the time. Do you take them on and off? Or they just stay on until
every 5 to 6 weeks we trade them out.
Trade them out, and
sir.
you just go back in the same holes, and it's hole. Or
no, the foot grows about a half inch every 5 to 6 weeks. So
it continues to grow like our nails.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why we have to do it so often.
Oh, okay. Well, sounds good. So that's called a farrier.
Farrier.
A farrier is a equine podiatrist. Okay. See, I'm learning stuff this morning I never knew. And then you also do something else. Bob and I make our living a lot by talking, and so do you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I announce rodeos all up and down the East Coast pretty much year round. So we stay pretty busy on the weekends with that as well.
Yeah, y'all have got that certain cadence and tone that you do.
Yeah, it does change a little bit.
It does. It's it's like DJs at clubs and stuff like that. They have that certain cadence and tones, and I've noticed that at rodeos that y'all have a certain way that y'all do it. And if you listen to it and just close your eyes, you know your rodeo just from the way you're talking.
Most of them, yeah, yes, sir. That's we try to give information and as well as entertain throughout the day, throughout the night, throughout the rodeos.
So you've got to do a lot of planning for each rodeo to announce it. You got to have all the stuff in front of you.
Yeah, we try to sit down and do
tidbits and stuff like that.
Yeah, we usually do about 3-4 hours of homework on all the contestants. Make sure we have something to, a lot of times like this rodeo, we'll have several contestants that are world champions. We have contestants that are in a race for world titles, so we want to make sure that we tell the story of the contestants as well as the story of the livestock. Some of the livestock is world champion livestock as well. So, you try to have all that information in front of you, and then you have a lot of preparation with the funny man and making sure that, we have all of our plans and things together. So,
So you do all that prep, and then you do kind of like a play-by-play.
It is because it's unscripted and unrehearsed. So there's
it's live.
It's live entertainment. There's nothing you can. Things happen. You can plan as much as you want, but it doesn't matter how much you plan.
Stuff's going to happen.
It can go.
Oh, it does.
Things can go.
Stuff
south.
happens.
Stuff happens.
Your sheep can get out and they can run off, and you don't have them for the mutton busting if you do that. Or we had a rodeo that happened at. We were in the middle of the rodeo, and
I remember that.
they had to go wrangling sheep.
The sheep just ran off?
Yeah, they got
out of the arena?
They got out of the pen in the back.
Yeah, out of the pen in the back. Okay.
Yeah, so we basically had to change the whole show right then. And,
we were in New York when that happened.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, both of y'all travel a lot, Art and Dennis, with rodeos, don't y'all?
We put on about 10 ourselves a year. Dennis puts on rodeos, but we work for several different other contractors. And like I looked at it today, about 28 different rodeos that we help with. We lease equipment out, lease stock out. Like Dennis, he announces for other contractors as well. So we're always traveling, and, Dennis might be in New York and we in Texas. But
you have rodeos in New York?
Yes, sir.
I hope it's upstate.
It is. It is. Some of the best rodeos is in the summertime up there.
Oh, geez.
So.
It's just like, you think of Florida, you think of all the beaches and the Disney World and all that, but you get to the center of the state, and
it's
there are a lot of horses and cows there.
It's cowboy country down in Florida.
Yep, right down the center there.
Yes, sir.
And so y'all go around, but y'all say y'all put on about 10. Where do y'all put these on at?
We just had Jacksonville, Florida there at the Equestrian Center. Me and Dennis does one in Dublin, Georgia. He does 3 or 4 in New York, but we'll travel like I have Washington, D.C., St. Louis, Missouri. So it's a traveling deal. It's kind of like a circus, but we're just a high-end circus is the way I
High-end
look at it.
circus. Now, what is it going to mean to y'all when the equestrian center opens up here in Jesup, there on Sunset?
Oh, it's going to be a great deal. We've already got 2 events planned for that deal. We're going to keep Scriven just like we always have. It's going to be the Willeen Todd Memorial Rodeo right there in Scriven. It's not going to change, but we're going to bring in a bull riding right there at the new place. So it's going to be more of an upscale deal. It'll be a great deal. It'll be indoors, no chance of rain, so it's always good.
It's going to be great to have that equestrian center here. It's a good thing that they got the grant, and then now they're going to use some of the SPLOST money, and it's going to be fantastic having that here because it's going to bring in all kinds of events here.
One thing about Scriven, besides being hometown, we want it to be just as perfect and great as it can be.
Right.
I say this all the time. Traveling up and down the road putting on rodeos is easy, but when you come to your hometown, it's the hardest one we do because we want it to be special.
Right.
And, you have lots of favors. I don't care who you are going up and down the road. You do favors for people. And we have Scriven, we spare no expense. We try and bring the best as we can, bring in clowns, entertainers, trick riders, announcers. We try and bring the best we can that's affordable. And, for 25 years, all I can say is we're blessed.
Yeah, at the William Tom Memorial Rodeo at the TNT Arena in Scriven. And I've been to many of them, and it's just a great event for the entire family.
Emmylou and Harry started that. Emmylou come with me and said, hey, you want to put on a rodeo here for Granny? And I said, sure. Well, putting on the rodeo is easy. I can put the rodeo on, but doing the leg work is hard, and you have hundreds of volunteers. I don't care where you at or any rodeo, you have volunteers. But Emmylou took that on herself and started the rodeo. And, my dad was against it because we didn't think we could get it supported. But Emmylou and Harry, they beat the bushes for the first 15 years. And then I'm like, I better start doing something else. And so I started doing more for it besides just putting it on. I mean, I'm not saying anybody can put them on, but that's the easy part for me. Go to a town, you don't have to sell no ads, no sponsors, you don't have to do nothing, just put the show on. I can do that. But the leg work really and truly is the work.
Yeah, a lot of work goes into those events.
And Emmylou and Harry did that for many, many years. So, if it weren't for her and him, we wouldn't have Scriven. Okay. I can promise you that.
Now, it is the William Tom Memorial Rodeo. It is a fundraiser for
It is. We give scholarships away, and it's for my grandmother. We give 2 scholarships away a year.
Okay. Dennis, you were going to say something? You went.
Just blessed. Just blessed.
When Art was talking, you went.
Yeah, well, get a word in edgewise.
Get a word in edgewise. It's hard to do.
I'll get to talk all I want the next 2 nights, Friday and Saturday night, starting about 8 o'clock. So, yeah, I'll get to talk all I want.
It's great to talk to Art and them when they come in each year because, people think, well, they do the William Tom Memorial Rodeo. They don't realize what Art does. And now we find out about you, what y'all do all year long with rodeos all over the country. It's absolutely amazing.
Well, it's when you have a rodeo like that, the community that comes and supports it, that's one of the most important things. Not only just showing up and buying a ticket and being entertained on Friday and Saturday night during the rodeo, but the local businesses that get behind your local rodeos is the reason that a rodeo like this can go on for 25 years. So, I just anybody that comes to rodeo, if they see a local business advertised there, be sure to stop in and say hello to the people there and tell them you seen them at the rodeo.
Okay. Now, Art, tell us a bit about the tickets and the hours and what's going on, all that.
Gates open at 5:30. Showtime is at 8 o'clock sharp. The tickets this year is $20 for adults, $10 for kids, and 6 and under is free.
All right. Kids is what age?
I want to think Emily. I think it's 7 to 14.
7 to 14, and then 6 and under is
free,
and then $20 for adults.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if it begins at 5:30, you still have Cowboy Church.
They do have a Cowboy Church there. It starts at 7:30, and then showtimes at.
Mickey gonna do that again this year?
Mickey, yes, sir.
Okay. Well, it's always a great event. Bob, you got questions and comments for our guys this morning?
Tell us about the bulls and the bull riding. That's my favorite event. So where are the bulls coming from? They got some
bulls has changed over the years. I mean, you've got some powerful bulls out there. And the bull riders, we've got a set of bull riders coming out of Florida. We got 2 out of Mississippi. We got bull riders in Georgia. But we've got a stack of bulls that's coming. So you don't want to bring the best bulls because you don't want to buck them all off. And bull power today, just like horsepower, is special. I mean, you've got some guys, that's all they have. You know, we're blessed. We've got some for anybody that wants to ride. We don't do the practices no more, but, you know, we've got bulls that people can ride, and we got bulls that they can't ride.
I want to ask you, I've been watching some on TV, and they're wearing helmets now. Is that required now, or is that just optional? The bull riders wearing helmets.
Dennis, I think that's required in the PBR, isn't it?
The PBR, yeah. And if you see a guy not wearing a helmet at the PBR, that's because it was a grandfather. They were in the PBR before they implemented that rule. But anybody that comes into the PBR now, well, you see on television, they're required to wear a helmet
For safety.
Safety. These other sanctioning bodies like the Professional Cowboys Association, which is what the Willie and Todd rodeo will be, they don't require you to wear a helmet, but most of the guys, I mean, they figured out that, you know, they should wear a helmet, and you know,
get on the bull with your cowboy hat on, put on your safety helmet, and then when you get thrown off, have somebody hand you a hat so you look like a cowboy again. But at least have that helmet on while you're on that bull.
It's changed, you know, the bull power's changed, so the Cowboys have changed a little bit. They've now they're more of a professional athlete. A lot of these guys, they have workout programs, and you still have some weekend warrior guys, but that aren't as dedicated. But for the most part, a lot of these bull riders that you'll see, they're actually professional athletes. They work at it, you know, they're in the gym, so they take it very seriously, and they take their body very seriously, and that includes wearing a helmet.
Now, I've heard of horsepower just about all my life. I've never heard of bull power.
Yeah, the breeding programs, just like for bucking bulls, is just like, it's actually probably better than the horses. So bull power is pretty crazy. They bred these things where they make futurity calves on them. They buck them when they're young, and
well, in sports is always bigger, faster, stronger. So they're doing the same thing with bulls in professional bull riding.
The bulls have workout programs just like the Cowboys do. You know, they have nutritionists. They have workout programs. They try to make them as strong, fast, you know, intensity and kick.
How do you work out a bull?
Well, they take them. They have exercisers. They have swimming. They actually have swimming pools for them.
Yeah, they put them in a swimming trunk. They got horse walkers. They put them on. I mean, it's just like a racehorse business.
Wow.
I mean, they exercise them. They get them, you know, bulked up, lean, ready. I mean, they're a machine.
Well, they do this for entertainment purposes?
I'd say for money
well,
and to sell them.
Yeah, because you've got them. I mean, why are you doing that? To do all this expense work of making them bigger, faster, stronger in a sense, is it to make them so they're more entertaining with a cowboy on their back?
Well, they started that program just because it's they have, like I said, a futurity program. They buck those bulls when they're like 2 years old, and they put a dummy on them. They don't put cowboys on them. They've got a dummy that goes on them, and they buck them, and they have a competition just for the bulls themselves now.
Wow.
So that competition has nothing to do with cowboys. It's just the bulls, and they put a dummy
Big
on
money.
them.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, world champion bucking bulls in a futurity program, they can win a couple $100,000 a year. So it's gotten to be a lot bigger business than just your local hometown rodeo.
Absolutely.
And they
amazing.
just sold to PBR.
One more, yeah, it sold just
$3.2 billion.
Just sold again.
PBR sold?
Yeah.
who?
Dana White, what was it, holding company?
Some large.
Whoever owns
investment company.
Whoever owns the UFC, it's TKO Holdings is what it is.
Oh,
They bought it. Give a lot of money for it.
Yeah. Jeez. Man. Big money.
Oh, it's
Rodeo.
big money.
Yeah. Big money.
I see a lot going out. I don't ever see a lot coming in.
See, you'd like to see some of that action, huh, Art?
Oh, yes, sir.
Just a small piece of the pie would have been great.
I understand that.
I feel like we are just a small piece.
Willie and Todd Memorial Rodeo this Friday and Saturday nights in Scriven at the TNT Arena. Tickets, you just buy them at the gate when you come in?
Buy them at the gate. We tried the pre-sales and all that years and years. We tried that a few times. All I can tell you is don't show up at 7:45 thinking you're going to get in. You better be there 30 to an hour just to get in and get you a good seat.
Now tell folks about the seating situation there, because I've been both. I've been in the stands and I've brought my own chairs. So tell me how that works.
We have aluminum bleachers, and there's enough seats in there for about 1,700 this year.
Oh wow!
So you can get up and personal. We moved the arena again this year. That way, every seat is kind of up and personal. Because if you sit at the far end and then something was on the other side, you didn't get to see it just as good, because we don't have VIP tickets, and we don't you don't have a $80 ticket so you can sit right there. So if you get there early, you can get any seat you want for the $20. But we made it where every seat gets the same kind of view.
Okay, well that's good. Who's the funny entertainment this year?
Sid McFarland. I'm going to say he's been clowning almost 40 years now. We've never had him. He's always tried to come. We've always tried to hire him. With the rodeo canceling the first time, we already had one booked. He was booked out. So I called Sid on a whim and asked him, I said, hey, your date's available? And he said, that's the only date I have off. And I said, well, do you want to work it? His son has been here 4 times, and he jumped right on it. He said, oh, I'd love to come.
He'll be there both nights.
He'll be there
Is it
both
the same
nights.
show both nights?
It's similar to the same show. It's just different contestants, different cowboys,
okay.
Different cowgirls,
Okay.
different acts.
Tell us about the different events that take place at the rodeo.
This year we'll have bronc riding, bull riding, team roping, calf roping, breakaway roping, and barrel racing. And we're having junior barrel racing. We always have juniors, for the local kids that rides around here.
Right.
So
any kids chasing cowtails?
we'll have a calf scramble.
Calf scramble?
Yeah. Probably going to have a steer scramble. Dennis does one up there. It's called Extreme. Ours won't be that extreme. We'll have a steer this year. It's more for the adults, but ain't nobody going to get hurt. We don't want to hurt nobody, but we do that at 2 or 3 other events, and it's pretty good.
You chase the steer just like the kids chase
the
calf
calves.
to get the pull
Get
something off
the
the
ribbon.
tail.
Usually,
get the ribbon off the tail, right?
And usually we have women at our deal. It's usually $100. So it's pretty good watching.
I bet.
them women that, what was it, Lyons, Georgia, they got into it. I mean, it looked like sumo wrestlers. Old girl I'm talking about, it looked like the football players. She tackled her. Oh, my Lord.
The rules are you got to get the ribbon off the tail and then get it to the funny man. But it does, how you get it to the funny man doesn't matter. So once it goes from the cow to the funny man, turns into a football game.
So you can steal the
start-
ribbon
you
from
can steal it.
whoever took it off the
They'll
cow.
start tackling each other. It's good watching. Wow.
Y'all gonna have that?
I'm gonna put that in it this year.
Now,
Be the
where are you
first
getting the ladies from?
out the stands?
Just whoever wants to get in
Whoever
there.
buy. What we do is nobody works for us. No cowgirls. Not like
Right.
it's for the people. It's entertainment. So we're going to do that. We're going to have the girls come out and do a steer scramble for the adults.
All right. So whatever lady gets the ribbon to the funny man gets the
$100.
$100. Man, that sounds
And
like
we- and
fun
you know-
entertainment.
Limes was pretty good. I mean, that girl got tackled. I mean, and it was
So-
it was a little girl versus a hefty old girl.
So the little girl got the ribbon, or
No.
the girl, or the big girl got
The
the
big
ribbon.
girl
and
got the ribbon,
and
the
the
little
little
girl-
girl tackled.
It looked like WWE. She picked her up and slammed her, and then took off running. And then she got hit. It was pretty good watching.
So did the one who actually got the ribbon off the tail?
neither one of them got it.
Someone else came along.
The
and
one
got it.
girl that got slammed lost it. The girl that slammed her dropped it and got hit. And somebody that we wouldn't ever thought walked over there, picked it up, and just was calm, cool, and collect, and walked to the clown and give it to him. We didn't know where it was at. That girl
Now
was
that's
pretty
funny.
smart.
That is funny. Yeah, just stay back and let them fight it out and pick up
yeah.
the spoils.
Or Art, we assume everybody knows where the arena is. So for
It's
those listening,
361.
Just tell people if they're how to get there. What's the best way
You
to
go
get there?
through Scriven just like you go into Blackshear on Highway 84. You'll see a big sign that says Walean Todd Memorial Rodeo on the left, and you turn left right there on Hortense Road, cross the railroad tracks, and it's right there on the left. It's been there 25 years.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good luck with the rodeo. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of entertainment for everyone in the family.
Yes,
Friday,
sir.
This Friday and Saturday nights. Gates open up at 5:30. Cowboy Church, and then the entertainment begins at 8 p.m.
8 o'clock.
And one other thing, what kind of vendors will you have there?
We actually have a pretty neat deal. She's a knife lady from Alabama. We've never had her. She sells all kind of bone-in knives. She makes knives. She's coming. We've got 3 or 4 food vendors. We've got some kid vendors coming. We've got probably 9 different vendors this year. So
Okay.
they'll be anything from bling purses to belts to cowboy hats to clothes.
Okay.
Whatever you want to be there.
All right. Walean Todd Memorial Rodeo this Friday and Saturday nights in Scriven at TNT Arena. It all starts at 8 o'clock with the entertainment, but get there early to make sure you get one of those 1,700 seats. Do you still have spaces for people to bring their own lawn chairs?
We do, just
You
a
do?
little though.
Just a little, huh?
We try not to do that because they kind of get in the way, and
Yeah, okay.
so
Well, 1,700 seats, y'all have expanded that, so there's
We've
a lot more
expanded
than that.
it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right, Dennis, pleasure meeting you.
It was a pleasure meeting
All right,
you.
take care.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Bob, that's it. World famous Butch and Bob show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, and it's been brought to you by O.C. Welch Ford in Hardyville. Also brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply, First Southern Bank, and by the Service Department at GNS Auto Sales.